We're in a panel van driving through Garland, Texas. Okay. You are currently passing a used car lot and a chained up, padlocked old water park. Okay. It's overgrown with like trees and grass, and you can see these huge slides that are like kind of falling apart. And that's where you all have like kind of taken a second to catch your breath after this heist. You've brutally murdered a man, set his house on fire, and freed all of the dogs that were in canine school at his residence, and rescued the pup. Miss Becca has skedaddled. She jumped on the first dart bus out of there. She's riding away in this big, ugly yellow and white bus. Mass transit in Dallas ain't great, but she's on it.
Traumatized too. God, what a horrible place to be when you're traumatized. Is on Dallas public transport.
Smells like piss. It's not good. It's not good, right? But hopefully she'll get to that light rail station at Mockingbird Station and just get to go somewhere else. So she's off doing whatever it is that she's doing. And my camera is glitching for some strange reason. The engine dies. Dale, or sorry, not Dale, my apology. Dale. Dale cuts it off, right? You've got this dog in the back. She's scared. But like, not of you all, but you can tell that her like ire is up. She's nervous about the situation. Probably relieved to be freed of whatever training, schooling thing that she was being subjected to, because I can't imagine it was gentle. And then, you're in the parking lot of this abandoned water park. And you'll have a minute to collect yourselves.
I mean, Ishu was taking a nap. He's taking a nap. He does not feel bothered whatsoever.
Asleep right now.
Dale, does Dale watch a lot of movies?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay. So Dale, there's this moment that enters your mind where you think of the movie Usual Suspects. Mm-hmm. When the cops bring in, a bunch of suspects, the one who sleeps is the guilty one. Everybody who's not guilty is up all night, all worried. Right. So you're like driving, kill the engine. You see Ishu just collapsed in the back with this dog like standing over him, like she's just like on alert, and he's passed out. You're like, Usual Suspects. Got it.
Yeah, I think the adrenaline is like slowly coming down for Dale. I think he was like on edge the whole time, doing his thing, trying to drive discreetly. How fast has like the National Guard mobile? Have I seen anything of like National Guard like approaching or anything?
No, you haven't. You had an announcement over, text message, radio, that kind of thing, saying that the Lieutenant Governor of Texas has activated the National Guard, but there were National Guard bases in Dallas, so like mobilization is going to be fast. But you're not seeing like Humvees and helicopters yet. That'll happen soon, you're sure. But that is hot off the presses.
I am going to say, Astrid, I did not care for that.
Yeah, I didn't quite either care for that. It seemed like it went a little off the rails, glaring. Sleeping
the sleeping issues
just looming over his body
because he's not in the conversation because he said he was asleep.
Yeah. I'm just calmly petting the dog, like trying to calm her down. It's like,
You're like more tense than she is. You're
like the reason she's tense. She's like, why with the icy dagger fingers?
Fine.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we should probably talk about this.
Yeah.
As a pack, as 3/4 of a pack. Now that Becca has taken a bus somewhere.
Yeah, she did not handle that either. I think she's on our side on that one.
Oh, yeah. I did not realize this because most of yesterday she was like a badass killer who was mean as shit to us. But that woman is a child.
Yeah, like she is not prepared for this at all.
It was like night and day. I felt kind of bad. I didn't expect to ever feel bad with someone who carries a knife like that, but
yeah, I guess I'm interested to see how she ended up like us, because my experience made me get over blood real quick, you know.
Oh yeah.
Out of character, I just kind of want to make sure, players, have you seen what a glaive is? Do you like? That's like an in-world lore item. Have you all ever messed around with that?
No, like her knife.
Yeah, her knife. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know specifically.
So, depending on how much your characters have gotten into Geru lore, glaives they're like magical weapons. They are ornate, long blades, short swords almost, that have a spirit of war or rage or hate imbued into them. In past editions, not all of those spirits were imbued willingly. And so in my game, I like to think that those have gone through some sort of like release. And that those who are now in glaives they're agreeing to do it because the Geru who asked them is of respect and renown to them, or something along those lines. And some of them are generational. Some of them follow a family. Some of them follow a tribe or a pack or whatever. This one happened to want to be attached to like the greatest Geru of the region at all times, right? And so now she is it until she dies. But there are other glaives that are, kind of personally bound to the one person. And when they die, the contract is released and it's now an inert knife. But while she has it, it is silver, but it only hurts other Geru, not her.
Ooh, that's
yeah.
I was wondering if she was like grabbing it.
Yeah, whereas all other silver
points to get one of them.
if you hold it, you are harmed, but a glaive does not harm the bearer. And also does a bunch of bonus damage and shit like that. Goes with you into the Umbra. It stays with you when you change forms. It really is like Geru said, we need a knife. So they made a knife. And here we go. It is mechanically very convenient for Geru to have a glaive for a glaive.
Well, I have a shotgun, so pretty much even Stevens there.
Yeah. I mean, a shotgun hurts everybody.
Yeah.
So, no. But
all right.
Anyway, yeah. I don't know. She's an interesting one for sure. But
yeah,
we'll let her have her evening and let us finish our infighting alone, I guess, and she can start off on a new foot with us.
Yeah, that sounds good. Should we do some sort of I don't know, intervention and wake up issue? Because I feel like
are we stopped? Are we still driving?
No, you're stopped. You're stopped by
Yeah,
you're stopped by an old abandoned water park that is like, it's a small water park, but it has like tall slides and you can see how they're kind of coming apart. And like, there's just there's no security over here. Nobody looks over here. It's just a defunct space next to a used car lot.
Yeah. Hold on one minute. I'll look over. I can't I should have written down the name of our adorable little pup we have now.
Oh, it is in Legend Keeper in our World of Darkness. Nope. Characters factions. Los Perditos, our little pack name. Ooh. We have a relationship map. Bam.
Yes.
And in there is Bones' youngest daughter, Dahlia.
Dahlia. I knew it was a flower. I just couldn't remember what.
Yeah.
Why, Legend Keeper? Why didn't you let me scroll? There we go. Okay. Kind of try to give the again, very everything will be fine body language. Like, go take a little nap. Like, you're good, sweetheart. You get a little blanket. You sit the collar with her so she can have it to kind of sniff on. You know how when you adopt a pup and you put a towel in with the mom so it smells like the litter for a bit. This is kind of she's like, you'll be used to it.
Totally. And
she'll be more comfortable when she gets home and can sleep in Bones' bed.
Yeah. And feeling your own energy kind of calm down as you are no longer on high alert. She's calming and lays down with her head in your lap.
Oh, sweet baby. Give her a few more scritches. Then I'll just kind of lift her head over. I very gingerly crawl out of the back of the van, close the thing, then fling open Ishu's door, grab him by the scruff of the neck, and throw him out of the van.
Oh.
Jesus! Fuck. He rolls up and he's in his fighting pose, he thought maybe the police got him, and he's like,
"You on edge? Why?"
Oh, well, I just got yoinked out of the vehicle, so I thought it was a cop.
Oh, wild. I wonder why a cop would be after you, huh?
I mean, great. I did graffiti a whole bunch of stuff. I've broken cop cars. I've set a precinct on fire. I mean, I got a lot of reasons.
There is a really big one that's recent,
Did you do all that stuff today?
No. This is just what me and my group did in the past.
Oh, okay. That's still kind of bad, but all right.
Are you mad that I blew up the house or something?
Honestly, a little bit, yes, Ishu.
A little bit. Remember when we said, we're going to go in, be real quiet, get what we need, get out of there, not raise any of the attention of these horrible, weird, twisted creatures with the backing of the police force and so much fucking money to be in our tail. And instead you punched a hole in somebody, decapitated him, then blew up his house.
Wasn't going for the decapitation part. Got a little bloodlusty there. That's on me. I do apologize.
Not bad.
If you're asking me to feel bad, not happening.
No, I don't give a shit about that guy. By the looks of how skittish poor Dahlia is, he probably was right dick. What I'm fucking pissed about is that you did all of this knowing good goddamn well that the cops are after us for something that is way more than just a little bit of graffitiing, something that's going to get our asses killed. And the whole point was to be quiet so them and all their money and all their eyes don't fucking find us. And what did you do? You did that again after we had a whole freaking meeting in a storm drain about it.
We were in that storm drain for pretty long.
One day I'm gonna have to tell some punk ass kids what fucking teamwork is, but apparently I do.
That's the player, not Ishu. That's the player, not Ishu.
The critical meetings that we have in bathroom stalls, storm drains. We just find the damnedest places to do our strategic level thinking. So good.
I did what
you weren't supposed to come in unless shit hit the fan and everything was fine. This guy was buying my sob story. Becca was able to get in and rally those dogs, which, by the way, because of your fucking act, they're off running a wild muck and mesquites, and we're probably going to get picked up and put back into that program because you turned into a goddamn creature in front of them.
Okay, one, the pup fucked up. When that
She
glass
got
broke,
in and she unlocked and got everybody out of there.
no. And
I distracted him and he was upstairs. We did not call an SOS.
And if you would have let me go upstairs, I would have taken care of him quietly, and it would have looked like asphyxiation versus decapitation. But you want to
We didn't
argue
have
with
to
me?
do that at all. You know what the fuck I do? He was fine. Mom may not go in and rip people apart and make big giant signs about all the injustices. I get into their heads. I weasel in where they don't fucking think, where they are least on guard, because who's going to get in there? I am. I go in there and I fuck with what they're thinking and tell them exactly what I need them to do. And that was happening. So I'm sorry if I'm not all big and flashy and you were really looking for big and flashy, but we could have dealt with that later. Because now we got the fucking National Guard. Well, granted, that was happening anyway. But this is going to be a big red flag when another person attached to these people is caught dead in very mysterious circumstances. Like I said, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you killed him. All right. I'm more pissed that you're going back on a plan that we had thought of. And do you understand what deep shit we're in? Bones is already dead because of these fuckers and us underestimating them. And you're going to keep fucking doing that and end up in the grave right next to her?
You're right. I fucked up. Let my emotions get the better of me. And for putting the pack in danger, that I am going to apologize for.
That's all I'm mad about. We got to be smarter than these fuckers. And I know you are. You talk a big fucking game, but you got your brains in there. You need to realize that you're not just one kid fighting against the man making street art and doing shit anymore. We got real fucking power, and if we're smart with it, we can do a lot more than just piss off some deadbeat cops. We're going to deal with whatever this perversion of an organization they've got going on. But you got to let go of that rebel without a cause, because we got a fucking cause, baby.
Well, I got cause. Don't think I don't. I've been doing this since I was a child.
You are still a child, Ishu.
I'm talking about when I was 7, 8 before all of this. My parents, that's what got my parents killed down in Laredo. Don't think I don't don't think I don't do these things without trying to rile up, like just to be a rebel rouser. Like my whole thing, like my whole group, we do more than just graffiti. Like we give out, we help the homeless, we do all of that. We're trying to build something here. Sometimes some people need to be put on notice. Now, again, I will say, my hatred towards this particular person may have override my common sense. I will say that, but don't think I'm just out here just trying to be a punk, because that's not it.
That's how it seems when all you care about is you and your crew, because that's how it feels to us. We're learning about everything secondhand. You're running in doing stuff without talking about it. We kind of feel, well, I don't want to speak for you, Dale, but feel like second fiddle to all this. And this is getting real serious. We got to have full attention.
So this would probably not be the greatest time to tell you what I was doing in downtown Dallas, huh?
Probably not. Probably not.
Ishi, what were you doing in downtown Dallas?
I love Dale.
Just, it seems pertinent to this conversation.
You know the giant ball tower thing, the waste of space that's down there?
It's a very good restaurant.
If you say that tower's on fire right now,
no,
so help me.
I'm like looking for the skyline.
No.
Fortunately, you look out and there's this like tagged up sign that says "Wet and Wild." That's blocking your view of downtown Dallas, but there are no smoke plumes or anything like that.
No, just doing a little bit of structural updates. Make it a little more pleasing to the eye.
All right.
Okay. Ishu, I've known you for a while. Ever since we met in jail at one time, but I've seen your work. I get that making a statement is your superpower, being seen, making an impact. My superpower is the opposite of that. I don't want to be seen. I move people quietly, quickly from one place to another, bringing them to safety. But to do that, I need to know what the play is, man.
All right. And he goes to his backpack, pulls out a sketchbook, flips a couple pages. I was working on this when I was doing Bones' mural. And he shows the thing that I explained in the last game is the riot is a police officer in a riot gear with a particular black hat on the head with a skull face that is in a noose, and underneath it in Old English it says your sins will be revealed. I got my guys working on that.
Right now?
Yeah.
You probably got about 2 hours before there's going to be tanks running around downtown Dallas. I'd give them a bit of a heads up.
No, as soon as we were going to get back to the house, I was going to tell them that some situation, like, they're smart. They're smart kids. They're smart. Lilith keeps the more rambunctious ones on a shorter chain, so they won't do anything rash with that much heat out.
Right. And they don't know about, like, what all we got going on, right?
No.
These cops or any of it.
I'd much rather keep them doing what they've been doing. I try to keep them separate. They've had some questions here and there where I've been, but
Casey,
yeah,
I want you to roll for me a.
Oh, this is lovely.
I want you to roll something, some sort of social skill, and I want Astrid to be able to roll against you because you're both deep into this conversation at this point. I feel like Astrid, you're really trying to get a read on some things, and Ishu, you're really trying to quell some concerns, right? And I think that at this point it probably makes sense for us to do a quick roll.
Okay.
I think manipulation plus something for you, Ishu. Maybe etiquette or persuasion or subterfuge, right? I think something in there kind of makes some sense.
Just dump the majority of my stuff in subterfuge. I would like that.
That's fair. That's fair. And I think there's some room here to justify subterfuge. And then now a lot of this though is like straight up, you're not fibbing, right?
No, I'm not lying. Like,
yeah. So maybe Astrid will get a +1 on you. She'll get 1 extra dice for her roll, just because like most of what you're saying is legit. It's just about how you're delivering it. And then Astrid, I think that you're going to do probably like a composure plus. Gosh, I'm thinking like leadership, etiquette, insight, something in there somewhere where you're digging in, you're trying to understand how to get to Ishu, how to get him, to help you understand where he's at, and then get him kind of on your side. You need him, you need to find that path.
Yeah.
Two
what
of
did you
them on
say
my
for the
rage.
attribute?
Yeah, the attribute would be composure, because like the bottom attributes are all the defensive ones. So composure is that like, I'm keeping my cool. You can't get something past me, kind of deal. And then Ishu, you're gonna do manipulation plus, I guess, subterfuge.
Okay, I got 3 successes: a 9, a 10, and a 6.
Okay, all right. And
Okay, I
then
have a lot of dice to roll. Hold on 1 second.
yeah, and you're gonna get a +1 Astrid because he's not
+1
really
die,
lying
or?
to you. +1 die. Yeah.
Okay. That is 3 successes on the normal die. One of my rage die was a 3. Is that, or is it only 1 or 2s?
Only 1s and 2s.
So then 3 as well.
Okay.
And then 7? Wait, is 7 on a rage die still good? Okay.
That's a success. Yeah, that's a normal success.
I can't remember if rage is only low or both.
No, rage is both. Rage is like, hey, I'm mad, so I'm like better. In some ways.
Okay, gotcha.
I have a brutal result.
That's the theme of Werewolf, really. I'm mad, so I'm better.
It kind of is. They've somehow maintained that theme throughout the entire run of this game. It's like
a beautiful message, really.
So yeah, it sounds like you have 4 or 5 successes there. 4. Okay. I want to say, Casey, I would like you to give Astrid something, and then I have something to give her too, because she is reading you, right, and she understands kind of where Ishu's at, and she's got kind of conversational leverage here. So I'd like you to either give her some kind of agreement or some kind of information. She gets to win something here, and I'd let you pick what she wins here.
All right. So I was keeping this somewhat under wraps until I got actionable intel. But the data that's on my phone, right? I sent a copy.
Did you tell us?
Dale knows about it.
I think we would have talked about
that.
I think.
Yeah, I would have said I would have
had the phone and the data on it.
So the data on that phone showed why and what happened with those people that we found in the park. And I sent that to one of my crew who are way more technical than I am. He's really good at parsing out cops, what's going on, who are these people, and possibly get us a targets to go after type situation. They're just starting on it. I haven't gotten anything. I did it literally today.
It would have been yesterday. But yeah.
Question world-wise, David.
Yes.
Is this one of those things kind of like urban what's the Powered by the Apocalypse game we played, Casey, where we were in Louisiana?
What's your question?
Whatever that dark game is it one of those things where it's like, I think Masquerade does it too, of humans come up with reasons to rationalize the weird shit. If we're showing them videos of these weird fucking half mutated people, are they gonna rationalize it in their head, or is he gonna freak the fuck out?
This was the bar information. This is right?
I thought at one point in time you had video or something.
Yeah. And Astrid doesn't know a lot about this bar. I don't think any of them have been described what you found in the bar.
Oh, that's right.
No, I thought you just had a picture or video or something.
No, so it's a whole thing.
So before we unpack that, I want to answer the question you have there, Taylor.
Thank you, Blair.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. So the deal with Guru Society, Masquerade Society, all that kind of stuff, is when a person sees you in your full monster form, especially as Guru, there is a deep-seated instinctual fear of werewolves in werewolf form. And they will flee from you immediately unless they have incredible willpower or they themselves are special in some way. But they're going to flee from you, and those folks are going to rationalize. They're going to come up with something like, that was a big dog, or that was just a huge shadow. That was just a big shadow. There was no way that was a monster. So they will rationalize. What is different about 5th edition is that video cameras will not. So if there is footage of you or someone in werewolf form, that is not triggering the same instinctual fear response and mental edit, right? So there are videos of, werewolves doing shit. And there are people like Dale going around erasing it, right? Because that gift to edit, delete, manipulate technology is something that is really helping you all keep a lid on just all the cell phone footage that can just happen, right? Now, granted, it's usually security cameras that are your biggest problem because anybody holding a cell phone is terrified and they're fleeing. Yeah. But a security camera outside of a bank doesn't know the difference, right? So yeah, just to like kind of bring all that together, like the house you were at with all the security cameras, is important that Dale went in there and did the magic, did the right to remove that information from the recordings effectively.
Gotcha.
So Ishu, you were about to talk about the video.
Yeah. So, and I'll play it like here, and what, if I remember right, David, it's the barkeep, like the kid, the male, filming a short bald cop and like all of his buddies because he was, I guess, hitting on the chick and she was like F or something like that.
Yeah, I'll describe it again.
Yeah.
Because I've got it kind of written up. The video starts and you are, as Ishu said, this is from the barkeep's phone. The barkeep was one of the dead people that was getting buried. Okay. The Hispanic fella. The video starts, it is later in the altercation. Okay. There is a woman at a bar called the Desert Rose that is getting beaten by a shorter bald man. And he has some sort of like liquid or water on his chest, like she threw a glass on, her beer item or something like that, so like he is humiliated in some way and he is beating her. And it's a whole bar full of people and no one's doing anything, partially because standing next to this little dude who literally has her on the ground and starting to put boots to her is this gigantic 6 foot something man. And he's got a little badge hanging off of his hip. And you realize in a moment as you like scan through the crowd, there's the same like crew cut cop vibe scene in here as no one does anything, as literally this woman is beaten to death in this bar. And there's a moment where you see someone in the crowd look right at you as they're looking at the camera in the barback's hands.
And this is okay. And the barback was obviously, I assume the woman and the barback were the bodies.
Yep. So the woman was dressed to go out, right? And have a good time. The barback was in a black shirt and black pants. And her stuff was mostly either not found or not present at the scene. But somehow he was clever enough to hide his phone in a way that they didn't get it, or the SIM card or the whatever. And that's what Ishu found with some really good investigation rolls.
Nice.
Over those bodies. And it's like clear as day. You see the faces of the people doing the crime. You see the faces of the people who are not doing the crime. And you can tell that several of the people in that room are cops or cop adjacent friendly.
Yeah. I think Asher kind of does like a can't super look at it too long kind of thing.
Yep.
It's like, all right. I don't want to keep stoking this fire because I think we're about on the same page, hopefully, that we need to be smart about this because these people are running around doing this sort of thing. But why didn't you get Dale to do this? He's good with tech and has contacts within our network. You're just getting your friend possibly mixed up in a whole hell of trouble that's going to get him killed.
You're not wrong, but all of us have been affected one way or another by these people. And before I had y'all, this is the kind of stuff we tried to go after. So I felt it fitting. Plus, to be fair, Up until this point, I felt like you just kind of wanted to keep your head down and let things blow over. So I
We
didn't
just
know.
haven't had shit to deal with, and Bones dealt with it all.
So I just kind of was like, in fairness, as soon as I would have gotten actionable information, I would have brought y'all into it because I would not have sent them after them. That's a job for us.
And he ain't gonna do something stupid like send this to someone else or put this guy's name on blast within some sort of
No,
group.
no. Our group stays very insular. We learned our lessons back in Houston after we lost our original leader.
All right. Well, it seems like you've got plans in motion. You've made more than one big opening move. So, question is, what's the next move? I mean, the game clock is on. We gotta. There's no stopping it now. Something's coming.
Yeah.
My thought, if I'm allowed to have a thought,
Okay. You are
Biggest fucking
allowed
eye
to
roll
have.
for both of us at the same time, coordinated.
Everyone is
Jesus,
allowed
that's
to
what you're
have
taking from
thoughts.
this issue.
I do feel like I'm getting yelled at by mom and dad right now, to be honest with you.
I feel like you're my dumbass brother doing bullshit that I'm having to cover from you from mom and dad.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right, so my thought was if we can get Baldy McBaldy and some of these guys implicated and start gathering information on corrupt officers, and then I don't know, Dell's technology and your organizing skills, put it on a social media blast to get the people looking at this, it will strip the power from them or start to strip the power from them. Get them mad, get them stupid. Uh, Texas Walker Ranger is going to walk into our trap that we set for him versus us walking into his trap because he's going to be forced to finally hunt us, and we know he will be. And we
How do
can
you know
get
that's
him.
gonna piss him off? How many things have we seen of corrupt dipshit cops doing this shit? Everyone throws a fit, riots across the city, and they're back within their job within the next couple of months. I know personally the people paying for these guys right now, and they're not gonna give up just because some people are mad because of this pig.
Yes, you are
It
correct.
will get them a little distracted. I'll give you that. But this guy seems a little too dumb to walk into our trap because of a social media campaign.
Well, that's where you come in because you got to have some people of power that don't want you dead, correct? And Dale's got connections in the underworld.
Not really. There's a reason Dale got me a fake identity.
You're telling me you can't strum up some people
Issue,
that
I
want.
murdered 7 different stockholders for my dad's company during my debutante ball in front of everyone and a cop, and I saw one of those slimy little mutated werewolves there. They've been in it from the get-go, and I was just so unlucky to turn in front of them and ruin my very pretty dress.
And I killed a whole bunch of cops outside of this one.
Yeah. My name and my face are probably in that guy's freaking left hand pocket, ready to ID me whenever.
Okay. That was my
There's a
thought.
reason I'm so sketchy and so jumpy about this. It's
Oh,
pretty damn personal, on top of all the bullshit that's already happened in the last 2 days.
I hear you. My question then what is your suggestion, boss? Because that's my thought
Not to call
process.
me that, that's for goddamn sure first. I don't know. I don't know. Literally 3 years ago, my biggest problem was what fucking college I was going to go to and what color nail polish to choose for the day. Do you think I know what to do about murdering cops and a National Guard being called and all of this nonsense? And
All right. Well, we're trying to
I
eat an
don't
entire
know.
elephant at whole. Let's let's start with something small then, right?
Hmm.
Can we agree
I
with
do
that?
have some ideas for immediate plans in the short term, which consist mainly of hiding.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I think we need to get somewhere safe. Maybe let the Karen know that, heat's on the rise. We got 5 Grand Theft Auto stars up on the screen.
Yeah.
I think we might have to sort of wait and see for a second.
See what
move
kind of
they
moves
pull.
they're making. Do actual recon.
Yeah.
And just
That I'm actually good at.
Are you? Because the last recon mission ended in an explosion, bud.
I went a little overboard, but it had the desired effect. One soldier's off the street, and his program has been damaged, if not eliminated.
How many more rescues you think they got their hands on?
I know they don't got just one.
And
Also, my
changing those
internet cut out
people.
there.
Yeah.
Look, you tell me what you want me to do, I'll do it. I fucked up. I'm on a short leash. I get it. Lack of a better term.
I agree with Dale. I think we maybe do just a short stint of a little bit of a waiting game. See what moves, see where these National Guards are posting up, see what other bullshit news and very thinly veiled threats this motherfucker makes on the news about us, and give you a second to heal up a bit. And she's still a little tense and just shoves right in your like injury on your chest issue.
Most of the damage is still done, but you don't have to do that. My body's still poking out. I'm still picking out shotgun pellets.
I know, wild. It's like I was going to wait till you were 100% before we made any sort of decisions and not waiting around for nothing. You acting like I was sitting on my goddamn hands. It was 2 days while you were in a fucking coma.
I do appreciate it was comfortable.
Yeah. Well, I guess better get comfy. I think we better stick together.
I can't go back in time for a while. All right, well, let me make a phone call real quick to calm my crew down.
All right.
Let them scatter, go underground for a while.
Yeah,
I'll do that. I'll do it through like a text message or something.
Sure.
Like send it like scatter, just simple word scatter, and they'll get it.
Sure. Yeah, you do the go to ground code word, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like meet y'all at In and Out or whatever, like whatever the thing is. And while you're doing that, Dale, you've mentioned a couple of times, being mindful of the air and of like stuff. And while Ishu's off and the conversation's kind of died down, you do hear very distant, like thumping of a helicopter, right?
Let's get the fuck out of here.
And you look and you can see over Dallas is one of those like double rotor, Texas National Guard.
Ospreys?
No, not an Osprey, not like one of the Marine Ospreys, one of the old school Chinooks. Yeah. So you see this Chinook going in, and it's carrying like a damned APC, like an armored personnel carrier, and you see it like starting to lower down somewhere in Dallas to drop off this like Bradley infantry fighting vehicle or some shit into the middle of Dallas.
Do we all see that?
No. You're texting. Dale had mentioned a couple of times just being aware of what's going on, so just give Dale that. And then Taylor, Astrid, you're kind of more like ground level thinking, and you're checking around and looking out. And you've got this used car lot. You've got this, you're like in line of sight of you is this used car lot and this abandoned water park, and kind of off at the edge of the used car lot is like an old neighborhood, and you can see like some teenagers with some skateboards kind of hanging out on a bench, just like watching you all. And they're like, just kind of like, you can tell they're just waiting for you to leave. They're in the shade of a tree. They're not like eyeballing you. They're just kind of hanging out. Like, I don't know what that thing is over there. That seems like a heated discussion. We're going to wait here before we get to break into our water park and fuck around.
Okay.
That's the vibe you get with the social read you have.
Is there like a like chain link fence with like a padlock kind of vibe, like blocking off this water park?
Totally. And you can see where there's part of the chain link fence has like been pulled away but rested back. So like it looks fine, but like, it's like, I don't know, some skater kids, like one of them's probably wearing like their dad's Nirvana shirt, and like, one of the chicas, she's rocking this like J-pop vibe, as they're all just kind of like under this tree. They're, in their teens.
Yeah. I just walk over to that chain link fence and just werewolf shape, like rip off the chain and just yell over, "Have fun, kids. It's not going to last long. Dallas is going to shit."
They like flip you off.
Did your fucking favor.
That's right. Good. You all get in the car, and
I don't want any trouble with these youths or the National Guard. Let's get out of here.
Dale's like, come on. Come on.
Let them have one more fun night.
Like, if they were going to do anything to us, they would have already done it by now. We were perfectly distracted.
Oh, sure. Yeah, these are just kids wanting to like mess around in a water park. Like they don't want to mess with you guys at all.
Oh yeah, I think Dale means like socially he does not want.
Right. It's
what's
like
happening?
It's like Miss Dallas through clearly a tagger, like obviously a thug, out of the car. He's in his jackets, he's in his colors, like all that stuff. Like, what is she doing to him? And why is he not beating her ass? And then there's this like Dale guy, just like just around like
what can only be described as a Dale guy.
I got no read on this situation. You know what we do? We stay away. Like any other group, they're like, I think we can roll Miss Dallas here, but no, Miss Dallas is throwing around issue. Nobody's getting rolled here.
Like, man, oh nope, never mind. Can't roll her because she just threw dagger all the way.
Yep, exactly. So
she's that sneaky buff.
You all get out and probably head even further out of town or something like that. I'm not really sure where you head, but you have still freedom of movement, right? Mm-hmm. Give me a sense of how are we looking to like go to ground for a little bit? Are we looking to go someplace and make a move? I kind of want to get a sense for how y'all are feeling in terms of where you're going to go in the next hours or days, whatever time scale you're on here. I don't want this to feel like you have to play minute to minute, because we're not. This was a great scene. Kind of describe for me the next scene that is going to kind of matter for the group as you either look for information or you want to take an action or whatever it is that you're trying to get done.
I assume we want to let the Cairn know what's up, like update, because they kind of knew what we were looking into.
You do know that the Cairn is aware that the forest is going to be crawling with investigators and cops. And so they were already putting the Cairn on like stealth mode. So if you want to give them more information, by all means do so. But you do know that they're not like out and proud Geru right now. They've gone to hiding because there were a bunch of deaths.
They got the news too.
They are getting the news. They're like, oh, the National
Guard. They have TVs, they see what's going on. So and maybe there's like one little text to what was
Hugo?
Was it Hugo? Okay, it was Hugo.
Yeah.
Probably one little text that's just like a link to the like Dallas and BC news.
Oh yeah.
Thing from that, and be like, That's about that.
Yeah, he shoots back like
little face palm emoji.
Yeah, he like shoots back like a laughing emoji, and then the ACLU already has a response, and he like shoots it back to you.
Nice.
And you can see his like human name is a byline on it.
Nice. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, that's good. I'll share with everyone. They're in the loop. They're on it, and good there.
Why don't you try to make allies with some of the other packs? You're like you good at that. Rebuild your connections. If you can't count on your old ones.
Daddy's connections.
Yeah, those bite me in the ass.
Maybe. Sorry, go ahead.
I would say maybe we can do just that when we get our, because I feel like we still gotta do our get together for Bones. Maybe make it a bit of a networking event as well. Save our ass.
Speaking of that, well, how we gonna do a park thing?
Yeah.
If we got tanks rolling in the street.
Yeah.
Maybe we just do it at your place.
No.
You have a pool and a barbecuer. I can work on it.
Yeah, but I don't want a bunch of strangers knowing where I live when we're in deep shit. This is currently our only hideout. That isn't just squatting in the woods somewhere. Not the other woods that are not swarming with cops. See, it's a bad plan.
I mean, I have an apartment.
This is a bat cave.
Which I should probably
Where?
pay rent. Any good? In Dallas.
In Dallas. In it. Mm-hmm. Maybe like. I mean, yes, you should pay rent, so you do have that to go home to eventually. But
I love that face, David.
Look, you have a rap sheet.
Who says the apartment's under his name?
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Do you have a fake ID? Did Dale get you a fake ID? Did Dale get you a fake ID?
I would have had a fake ID before I would have made it.
No, on your backgrounds.
You're like mechanically.
No, mechanically I do not. Mechanically I do not.
Dale is mechanically ugly, and mechanically you don't have a fake ID.
We play this by the book.
I got a fake ID, baby. I need to remember because I also
because it costs for me to get a fake ID.
I don't remember
because I do have the perk, whatever it is called in this game. I do have fame.
Yeah.
But then I had the negative of infamy because of the incident. So do I still get like any sort of like the perks and the bonuses from fame for those circles, or does infamy cancel that out because now it's bad fame?
Well, so like in those circles, that is infamy. But in the circles where people hate those people, that's fame.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
So,
that's good.
like,
maybe, you know, maybe already got a good track record when it comes to
Dallas
like, attacks.
Hate you, but the people who don't like the powerful elite of Dallas love you.
Yeah. Okay,
you got that going for you.
I like to think that maybe too, because she doesn't want her face really out there because the powerful elite, that it's fully just like this because she was very educated and smart and was going to go on to other things. Maybe it's like just like a really strongly worded like outing the dirty dicks like blog. So it's all a pen name. And so it's like everyone knows like the moniker, but not her face because the face is tied to the infamy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like it'd be like some sort of influence, but not the face.
Oh, sure. Yeah. It's like posting in her name or posting like in the like what is it like in what is that word people like do like in honor of or whatever.
Oh.
Something along those lines where you're like trying to tap into that network without outing yourself.
Yeah. Was the park that we were wanting to do it like is in Dallas, isn't it?
It's in Midtown, or it's kind of in an Arlington area. Let me pull that up. So if we look at the map for Dallas under the World of Darkness, there is the Bones encampment right there in Arlington. And this is quite the coup because Arlington, at least when I was living there, they were famously the largest city in America without a mass transit system. And they would literally bus homeless people from one end of the city to the other end of the city. So like they would see them walking in and be like, oh, cool, get on this bus and we'll just go ahead and take you straight to Fort Worth. And you don't have to stop in Arlington, right? So now there's an encampment there, and that's where Bones's people were. And that was the group you were thinking about doing this cookout with in memory of Bones. And inviting like a couple of people, I think, like Zeus and Father Frost and all those folks, you know, the people who knew Bones.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we can, with that, just monitor the situation and keep planning and hope that Arlington isn't getting the brunt of it. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like if they truly knew exactly who did it, we'd already be in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
So maybe they just know it's a werewolf and don't know it's us quite yet. So going on as normal and having a wonderful little memorial for our friend with all of her friends. Might not be too suspicious yet.
Love that. Yeah, and that cookout could happen in a couple of days from now. You know, Bones has passed 2-3 days ago. Your cookout could happen 2-3 days from now. That's a fair amount of time to like kind of get the word out, get organized, get all your stuff done. So if we want, if we want that to be our next scene, we can kind of fast forward to that.
Is there anything else master plan wise you'll think we should be working on before? Or coming up with the master plan?
Oh yeah. At the end of this scene, he's like, oh yeah, I invited my friends to the cookout too.
All right. How many?
There's 5 of us total, so 4. And then I was like, I'll
so
send them my
get one more brisket. Maybe another thing of mashed potatoes.
Ocho loves
what they
brisket.
like to drink.
Well,
I get a big
all the way down.
Well, the only one who's allowed to like drink alcohol technically would be Lilith. She's the only one.
Mocktails. I'll make some one for mocktails.
The rest of us are in the 19 to, I think the youngest is 17.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, mocktails. Mocktails it is. And brisket. Any allergies? It goes into party.
Yeah. You're full party
Let's
plan
role
mode.
play this out. Let's do the whole.
Is there
Let's do the menu.
In the next couple of days, are there any like you've got so Ishu, you have your friend who's looking into some stuff on this video.
Looking into that, and then I had Ocho, one of the twins, Ocho, melting down those badges to give the ingot back to me.
Yep. And is there anything else that Astrid or Dale, you all want to get started? Astrid, you're kind of in like full party plan mode, which I fully kind of but if there's something else you all want to like kind of get into the oven, let me know.
Yeah, I think Dale, like while lying low, I think he's also trying to watch the heat. So he might reach out to his contact. Like one of his touchstones was his contact as a smuggler, his like criminal connection who like hooked him up with jobs. This is his human contact. I think Dale would reach out and just say, ask, have you heard anything about increased cop activity or anything like the National Guard's doing, things like that.
Yeah, sure thing. So you get so by the time you get to the cookout, and we'll go to break here in just a minute. But by the time you get to the cookout, your contact has gotten back to you, Dale, that what they're doing is they are putting checkpoints on the major interstate highways going into and out of every major city. So the National Guard at first is starting on just having people stop, check in, IDing everybody on their way in, that kind of thing. So lines into cities are really long right now, right? And the other piece is that a lot of the your person also complains that there's a huge what is it? There's a huge like spike in arrests of like anybody Hispanic. And there's this like whole thing about drug cartels, and he's like, it's really weird because us criminals are really not getting pegged. It's just people, and they're using this as a cover, right?
Yeah.
So there's that has begun.
Okay.
But it's not like, it's like there was a big arrest at a shopping mall, right, or at a grocery store kind of deal. And so there's a couple little isolated incidents, but the big thing is the checkpoints along the highways going into and out of every city.
Okay. I would have one weird question for Rusty, who's my contact. Is there any mention of increased, reports of from animal control of dogs? I know the news mentioned did they mention dog attacks or anything like that, or animal attacks?
How does he know you? How does Rusty know you? Does he know you're Dale, or does he know you as like Skippy, or sure?
I think he knows me as Dale.
All right, cool. Like, Dale, it's weird that you mentioned that, because my guy who just listens to the scanners all the time, he's saying that that's all they're talking about. That's all they're talking about. There's some pack of wolves or something running around Garland and Mesquite, going out to Sunnyvale.
Oh yeah, I think I heard something about that. That's weird.
Damnedest thing, they haven't caught a single one. They haven't caught a single one. But he's like, I can't find out about anything else because these people are just running all over these, suburbs, talking about a pack of dogs that keep getting sighted here and there, usually at night. It's so weird you mentioned that. Never mind. Look, I don't know. Maybe just don't go to Sunnyvale right now because there's a bunch of dogs that might attack you. I don't know. So, be careful and try not to smell too much like a dumpster full of food.
I'll do my best. No promises, but thank you, Rusty.
You be good now, or don't. All right, Rusty lets you go. Yeah, good stuff. Ishu, you have an update as well.
Oh shit! All right.
Your buddy comes back. He's like, look, I just went to the precinct website and started scanning through the pictures of officers, and I know your two main people, and I know about 17 others that were in that room. That are they're just on the website. He's like, I just scrolled their website, I'm incognito mode, I'm hidden, but
we got our tech guy on this. This guy's good.
He's like, look, I got names and ranks and all that kind of stuff for you. I'll shoot it to you in a WhatsApp.
David, I'm sorry.
Oh boy. So we are going to start the next scene with all of you at this cookout. You're in Arlington.
I do have a quick question. Isha, do you have a car?
I have a bike, or a motorcycle at my apartment. You know what? I'll text Lilith and say, hey, can you bring me my bike? Can you bring me my...
Because I'd say the three of us do not look like we should be hanging out together, and might be very odd rolling up to somebody's checkpoint in the singular vehicle. So I was just thinking if we travel separately might be...
Well, maybe if we're all just dressed more like me, a little more casual and discreet, then
We spent an hour and a half going through Astrid's closet to find the grubbiest thing, and nothing worked.
Nothing.
Real quick,
No.
would you be cool with one of my people showing up if it's basically the person I trust the most with is Lilith?
I thought you had all your people showing up to this thing.
Well, at the cookout, but I was
Yeah.
gonna have them bring. I was gonna have the bike be the. Or do we want me to just ride with everybody? That's the question. Am I riding with y'all to the cookout?
I mean, we might be able to like pull off a little, like I said, annoying ass sibling situation, you know, of people stopping. Yes. I was just more thinking the two of us in the back of a smuggling van. Why not look so great? But if it's just Dale, it looks like a work van.
I'll have her bring my second rider suit, because I do believe in safety. I hope don't do too much with your hair.
I have a car. I'm not getting on the back of a motorcycle. Excuse me.
Oh, I thought you wanted to have
you all
some fun
sort
living with
transportation. Dale, your van looks like a catering van.
Yeah. It was just like, I don't want us rolling up and looking real sketch.
Totally. Yeah, and we will begin next scene with the cookout in full flight with, memorial to Bones and all of that good stuff. And there's a big table laid out with a bunch of food and all that good stuff. And we will go to break. But just to describe it for all of you, you're at this cookout. You got your red Solo cups full of, mocktails and all that good stuff. And Astrid, you spot them a mile away as two officers are walking straight towards all y'all. And it's just two. It's no big deal. Right? And you got about 50 people here. It's all good. You outnumber them so well. We're going to go to break. We're going to come back in 10 minutes and we'll see how this scene works out with my lovely players. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to go to break. We'll be back at 5 past the hour-ish. So go get yourself a, snack, little mocktail, whatever it is you need to be a part of this scene. And yeah, we'll be
real tail.
A real tail.
There's already a word for that, I think.
No.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
We'll be right back, y'all. Hey, everybody. We are back from break. Last we left our pack, Los Perdidos. You're at this cookout in Arlington, at this camp. And, you know, it's an encampment, right? It's a tent city. So there's... in Arlington, Texas, there is going to be a park with plenty of trees, coverage, that kind of thing, a little pond. And at that park, kind of growing out of the trees is this tent city. So there's some tents in the woods and there's some out on the grass. And it is a rather well organized space. At least here in Philly, whenever we have a tent city, it's pretty well organized. Like there's there's a bit of order to it, and like services are rendered, right? Like people know where to get food, people know where to get medicine, people know where to do stuff, right? So they are kind of taking care of their own in this encampment. And you're having a cookout at that park near to the encampment, but not in the encampment, if that makes sense, right? You've got like some pavilion at the other side of the park kind of deal, and you've got all these folks from the encampment over. You've got friends from Bones's family here. You've got yourselves. Ishu, your crew is present, right? You've effectively taken up all the parking that's available around this pavilion, and there's maybe across the street, there's a little league game being played kind of deal, just to kind of like set the scene for how things are in the summer of Texas, right? Even though it's astronomically hot, little league has to happen. And you all are out here cooking, grilling. You've got food out. You've brought in like good brisket. You've brought in like all the fixins, right? Other people have shown up with food. So some people, when they arrive at this sort of thing, they bring food. Other folks bring favors. Everybody brings something, right? Cooler full of drinks, plateware, whatever, balloons, something for kids to do, just stuff, right? People just bring stuff, right? And so you have this like really large gathering of folks, and it's been phenomenal, right? Ishu, you get a text message from Hugo. You had mentioned to Hugo that you wanted a chance to cleanse that part of the forest. He says, the Karen Minders that have stayed behind say that the forest has gotten quiet again, and you have an opportunity to do that if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna, especially if I see the cops, I'll be like, I'll just send a quick text message to the group, like making self scarce, and I'm gonna go do that.
Well, remember, mechanically, you need your pack with you to do that.
Oh, that's fair.
Because you're doing you're doing a ritual. But still, okay, he's telling you, hey, the force gotten quiet. They're not like doing a bunch of like investigation stuff anymore. It's been days, right? Mm-hmm. So if you want to go and do that, calendar wise, now is kind of the time to do it, right? Right. But you can certainly make yourself scarce. So you've got some like larceny skill to know how to like, I'm just going to fade into the background here and not be part of the scene, right? I was
going to say, I'll paste Hugo's message to everyone else about that. And then also make myself scarce and just, wander away.
Yep. Dale and Astrid, you get that message. Oh, and I should mention, just out of character real quick, everybody in chat, our lovely players, for those who are new here, we want to say thank you for the raid earlier. Thank you all for being here. If this is your first time watching Werewolf, we allow you, chat, to give XP to these players. There is HSC coin down below in the chat. If you click on that, there's a little like redemption area, and you can gift some XP to these lovely folks. Yeah, Casey, aka Tabletop Trucker 78, needs some XP. This is the primary way that they can really advance in the game, because Werewolf is very stingy with XP. And so hopefully by the grace of chat, we can get some character advancement that is a little bit faster than the average, because things are tough and not going to get better. So yeah, just to get us back into the scene, you've got this lovely day at this park. You've got all this like delicious food. You've got, just people out, in memory of Bones, just talking about some of the cool stuff that, they remember Bones doing, how they were always able to find food and, bring people to the best finds and all that kind of stuff, especially in the encampment. She was really loved in the encampment. And there's that memory of Bones' like rapid decay, like mycelia coming up out of the ground as her body faded away, and what was left was just her bones. And, the memory that there's a shrine to her at Astrid's space and all that kind of stuff. Those are all kind of floating around in your noggin. As there's some, oh, hey, look at that redemption. Love that. As there's some cold water splashed on us as these two Arlington PD officers I'm walking up. They're in short sleeves and short shorts. They're probably bike cops, park cops.
I was like, bike cops are off duty.
Yeah. Yeah. They're in the like cop shorts, right? And they've got their belts on and their badges and all that kind of stuff. They're clearly on duty as they're walking up towards this Schwarway. Right.
Yeah.
They don't really, you can tell they're not like going for somebody. They're just walking up to this party.
Cool. I'll make the eye contact, like kind of try to be the point of contact, as like Astrid has like hair pulled up, little like Nike dad cap, like looks like soccer mom, has like the high waist mom shorts on, like a loose t-shirt that, maybe was like a craft because she's a sorority girl at heart. That's like in memory of Bones, with like a little cartoon drawing of her that I had Ishu do.
Yeah.
Like just looks so unthreatening. And
So
will like walk over with like 2 bottles of water and like a plate of brisket.
Solid. So that'll be a +1 die on your etiquette roll here in just a second. So go ahead, Dale.
I would like to like position myself like near like where they're going to meet,
Sure.
enough like within earshot, so I can just kind of like keep an eye on things. And I am going to use a gift called Blissful Ignorance. That whole like fading into the background thing. I can actually mechanically do that.
Mechanically ugly Dale can mechanically fade into the background.
Yeah,
that's so great.
I think that
there's probably this moment where Dale is walking towards that thing and they like glance at him. It's like, I don't really want to talk to that guy. He's too ugly. And then they see Asher, like, I do want to talk to her. And then Dale, talk to me about how this gift works. What is it that you're doing?
I think that in that sort of like Omega Wolf, like runt of the litter, like energy, if I stop moving, it says like if I remain still and silent, I think Dale becomes beneath notice. Like there's like no reason to look at this creature. I think he just like sits like up against a tree or next to like some like of the encampment people like hanging out, and like you can't notice him.
That's amazing.
Like scanning the scene, you can't notice Dale.
That's amazing. I love that. Okay, cool. So yeah, you were there in this park near something. And you are invisible to just them or to everybody? And do you need to roll anything for this to work?
Yeah, so any attempt to spot me is done at difficulty 2 plus wisdom.
Okay.
Movement breaks the effect.
Any rage check or anything like that?
No rage check. It costs willpower to do. Okay. But no, the only roll is if someone tries to look for me, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. Burn your will and you're good. And yeah, you are beneath notice. I love that. Casey, you fade into the back a little bit. Give me a wits larceny. I'm feeling wits larceny. On the like, I want to be smart enough to fade back, but not move fast, all that kind of stuff. There's a science to not being noticed when you're in a crowd, and so yeah, give me that.
All right.
Is there a way, because I feel like she would pretty much pop it as soon as she kind of got closer to them, of that like animal magnetism?
Ooh.
Could that help him in any way of their attentions being drawn towards me as I make a scene?
Yes. So that'll help with the cops situation. This is also just Casey's like issue moving into the crowd impacts the crowd as well, right? Because some people notice or don't notice, move out of the way, whatever. So there is also this sense of like, how does the crowd respond to Casey, like to Ishu moving back and through? So,
all right. So, does she give me an extra die, or
yeah? Let's give you an extra die from just her presence and kind of taking command of the scene.
One. What are successes again?
6s or better.
Okay.
And then rage on 1s and 2s.
All right, so just 2 successes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you fade into the crowd. One thing that you're gonna realize is that some folks in this crowd know these officers, and you hear one of them say, "Fuck, it's Stevens."
Does that name register to me? Okay.
Not at all. Not at all related to the other investigations you're doing and that kind of stuff. Just the encampment has run into Stevens before.
Okay. I'm not. Tell me if it's too late to do this, but when I hear that moving in, is there a way that I can run like a stealth to get closer? Because I don't want to be away from Astrid if things go sideways.
You know, I'm going to say that you have succeeded in moving as part of this crowd. So as long as you don't leave the crowd, you can kind of be as close as you want and still keep your hidden role, right?
All right, cool.
Yeah. So I mean, you're like
you're as close as I can get.
Yeah. I'm going to say that if things go down, you're a combat round of running, and then you're there.
Okay.
That work? Okay.
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay, cool. Running as in you're in Hamid form. If you go Krenos, then like all bets are off, and I don't know what game we're playing anymore. But either way, you're good, right? Like we're all right. So
I don't think I'm going to try to do that in broad daylight with about
50 something people. Yeah, it's rough, right?
Yeah, no.
Astrid, talk to me about animal magnet.
Oh, also,
yes,
just so it's noted, Dahlia, as I know we broke her out to be here, is not here. Just so it's said ahead of time, she is comfy at home with so many little squeaky toys and snacks and not here to be ID'd.
I love that. I love that. That is so great. That is so great. Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, you are walking up. Talk to me about animal magnetism. Just so we have a refresher on what that's going to do to this situation.
Rage check, but it's a free action. It says once repellent and attractive, the werewolf exudes a feral aura that draws the attention of humans to them. A peacock spirit or spirit associated with attraction, emotional or otherwise, grants this gift. So let's see. System Naguero's player gains the glory as bonus die and social skills test versus human subjects.
Okay.
So I get to add my glory on top of any social skill.
Love that. Okay, cool. Go ahead and do your rage check to see if you burn a rage. So just roll a d6 and see if it's 6 or better.
That's a 1.
Okay, so you do lose a rage.
Okay.
But the effect happens.
I was just like in the mood, you know. I'm so happy today. I try to forget that everything's bad until I see these guys.
Yeah, exactly. And you, but you do have another +1 because you have brought water and brisket to cops in Texas.
Yes. And I know how to speak to Texans and men. It's food.
Yep. If only there was candied bacon on this tray.
No lie there. There's no lie.
There is cornbread. No, white bread. We're having briskets. There's white bread.
So you walk up and one of the officers kind of takes a half step further forward, and you read on the badge quickly, it's Stevens.
Gotcha.
And he says, Miss, is this your gathering?
Oh, yes, it is.
Okay, great. And what is your name?
Oh, hi. I am so sorry, and full hand, so I'll just kind of like to the other officer, just offload the thing, swipe off the water.
He
from
doesn't
my hands.
like make a motion towards the thing at all, but the other officer's like, yeah, I'll happily take something from the pretty lady. Thank you so much.
I'll be like, y'all share that, all right?
He kind of angles away from Officer Stevens, like, I don't know if I'm going to share it with them. You've won one of them over completely, but Officer Stevens, he just seems like kind of an ass.
Yeah. I probably on my like ID, because I have the fake ID, which is now fully functional. I can even pass background checks with that baby. I am Mary Lou Jenkins.
Mary Lou Jenkins. Yep. So cool. Yeah, Mary Lou Jenkins. It's good. It's good. Because he says, "Oh, okay. Well, that's I appreciate that, Mary Lou. Do you have ID on you?"
Oh yeah, of course. Here you go. And also here is the permit I have for just renting out this section of the park, if that helps you.
That was my very next question. I like that you look ahead. And he hooks up your ID, and he does that like detailed scan, checks it against the light kind of thing, making sure that it's legit. And then he looks over your permit. So, okay. Yeah, this all looks in order. I just kind of get we've gotten a couple of noise complaints, and I wanted to check in with you. Is this like a family reunion, or what's?
I guess for lack of better terms, yeah. I mean, we're all a bit of found family and such, having a bit of a get together to remember. I used to mention the encampment that's like nearby. When I was in college, I would do some like volunteering and stuff there, and I'd bring my dog, and she passed, and that was real sad. So I don't know. We thought we'd just have like a little memorial, and I thought, what better place than for these people that gave her so much love for so many years. I put some food in their bellies, and we all enjoy a good summer day.
Sure, that makes perfect sense. Jeffers, he kind of nods, and Jeffers like, all right, and he like eats his brisket, and he starts walking towards the party. And he says, I think you only need 3 of them. So you mean to say that that you pretty well know everybody here, and they're all friends of yours?
Well, I mean, there are definitely some friends of friends, but everybody's welcome. I got plenty of food to make sure that we all enjoy time.
Sure, no, that I completely understand that, and that's right and good of you. And you say there was a dog that passed, your dog that passed?
Oh yeah, a bit ago. You say I'd be getting over.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I know that's tough. And Jeffers comes back, and he's got 3 random people from the party. And he's like, since we're all friends here, and everybody, and I'm in this park quite often. I recognize a few of you here, and you see them kind of like, and he says, "Why don't you go ahead and name these 3 people for me?"
Yeah, absolutely. Can I roll it? Because she would have personally gave everyone food, welcome, shook hands, asked everyone's name. Like she is
yes
party mode,
absolutely.
She's not like superficial party mode. She's
absolutely.
You're all here. Oh my God, Timothy, it's so nice to meet you, Sarah.
Exactly,
you are amazing.
Exactly.
I remember what we came by that one time.
I would desperately love to have from you a charisma plus etiquette.
Beautiful. I would love
plus 2 because you've got your animal magnetism and the power brisket on your side, to convincingly quickly recall all these names while he rolls to see if he can catch you out.
2 dice.
I heard people talk about brisket's background. I love this game.
Matt says +2, it's +6 for brisket. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Oh boy. We have 2 10s, an 8, a 7, and a 6.
Yeah, 2 10s.
Yes.
He also has 2 10s. So 2 10s becomes 4 successes. Okay. So you actually have 8. Okay, good.
And then it's 6 up, right? Because I have a 5 on my rage die. That's nothing, right?
Correct. A 5 is no effect. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Both of you crit, which is amazing. You've both critted on your roll, which is awesome. He is eyeing you. He's cutting through all this bullshit. But you are good. You are a party machine. And just like George Bush's ability to name every single person at a party, you can name every single person at a party. And you rattled those 3 names off fast. And Jenkins is like, not Jenkins, Jeffers is like, finishing off the brisket. And Steven says, all right, well, I'm again sorry for your loss. Now, on account that you are feeding the homeless, there is a citation for that. So we're just going to write up that ticket real quick. And, I count about 50 folks.
Why is that a citation? Isn't it like a nice thing to help your fellow community?
I understand, I understand the mission to hold, gather folks unhoused, I think is how you say it, folks together, and you want to like do a nice thing. And, you've got this real clever setup, and I completely appreciate that. And of course, if you take issue with the citation, you can follow up with the courts. But it's just a simple $250 fine. So it's no big deal. And he writes your name down on a pad and says, for feeding 50 homeless people, up. And
hey, actually, we were gonna grab another brisket and get about another 20 over here. If you want to go ahead and add that on there early.
Look at you, just a real citizen of the people. And you're Mary. What is it, Mary Beth Jenkins?
Mary Lou Jenkins.
Mary Lou Jenkins now has a citation.
If that's the only one she's got, that's fine.
For those in chat who haven't been keeping up with Dallas's treatment of food not bombs, this is a legit thing that we are doing today in 2023, 2024. So you have been caught up in the we don't like it when folks feed homeless folk in Dallas area.
Yeah. No, there's a reason I say Dallas is the worst fucking city in Texas. Here is reason number 750.
Yeah. So there's a court date and everything. It's a misdemeanor kind of situation, right? All that. So she has to show up, otherwise she gets a warrant.
Yeah, she'll show up. She'll pay it.
Yeah, and I think with that, Stevens has mission accomplished as he lands his aircraft on the aircraft carrier, and him and Jeffers.
Sure, I watched the other guy. I'm like, go ahead, keep eating. Make sure he eats all the brisket.
Oh yeah, he's like, this is delicious. And
make sure the other guy doesn't get any.
Yeah, got him.
And y'all got him.
I cooked that brisket myself for the last 30 hours. You ain't getting shit.
Yes. You cooked it yourself? My God.
Oh yeah, she's smoking in the pool house.
She's a machine. Just hands come in. I don't know what they're doing. Just giving you pepper. Oh, look at that. Look at that sauce. All right. So the party goes on as late as it can, right? And other than this moment with Officer Stevens and Jeffers, there's no other kind of goings on. There are now, as we're a few days into this, kind of the perpetual, or I wouldn't say perpetual, is no longer surprising when you hear helicopters. Right. I just want to let us sink in that we have now internally normalized the sound of helicopters and, every so often a jet engine kind of deal. It's been going on frequently enough that you know what's up, you are alert and aware, but you're no longer like it's no longer a surprise or like like novel to you anymore. Just to kind of paint the scene for how Dallas is right now.
Question. For these military helicopters, I don't know if I noticed, but are they just going from point A to point B, or are they surveilling, like circling around and like watching the streets?
That is a great question. I would love for you to roll something to figure that out.
Okay.
Let's do like an intelligence, investigation, technology, awareness, something over there.
Yeah, I can do awareness.
Okay.
Intelligence awareness would give me 4.
Cool.
And I swap in rage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
No successes?
No, that's 1 success, 2 brutal success.
What? Okay, I don't have a way of making this brutal.
I take down a helicopter. Where are you going?
You shoot one out of the sky and interrogate the pilot. No, I don't know how to make that brutal.
Okay. Probably for the best.
You observe with brooding and rage.
I'm perched on the rooftop like Batman.
Yeah. He just got like so distracted. There was like someone else talking to him that he just like blew off. That's
You've offended somebody. There it is.
Brutal.
Yeah. Burn. The guy didn't even notice you. Yeah. So the first couple of days were a lot of Chinooks and like Blackhawks moving men and equipment. Right. Mm-hmm. Because nothing quite says the lieutenant governor wants to take things over, like displaying how they take things over, right? Because obviously these people could have just driven there, obviously, right? They could have just driven the stuff to where it's going. That's not flashy enough, right? We got to show this, right? But now, these days, you're seeing a patrol, right? And it seems like what's going on is these things are going up for a couple of hours and they're doing a rather predictable circuit. Okay. And you would suspect that they are also employing the other methods of surveillance that you in the criminal world would be aware of, like the unmarked Cessna that has a bunch of like radio equipment on is probably up in the sky right now. If they've gotten special approval, there may even be a drone or two, like a surveillance drone, not like a Hellfire missile situation, but like a drone that's just like taking pictures of the city.
Not a Reaper.
Not a Reaper, right? Yeah.
Good. Small victories, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Just a global hawk, something like that. So you can't see those sorts of things. They're so small and so high up. Right. Except on like bad weather days, but it's Texas in the middle of summer. There's no clouds to be seen for like a month. So you would imagine that there are drones up and you suspect that there are Cessnas around gathering like radio signals and cell phones and all that kind of stuff. And that's another thing to kind of mention is that like any of you who have cell phones, there may have been like a Stingray used. There may have been a Cessna that flew over to figure out who all was here, kind of deal. And that's like a thought you have as you have all these successes, is that like, you know what?
That's where the rage is coming from.
Really creepy, easy ways for them passively surveil. Oh, there's a gathering of 50 people in a park. Who's there? Let's find out.
These are all the specific things that Dale does not want. This is like everything a smuggler doesn't want to see. It's like, oh yeah, the checklist of everything I hate.
Yep.
Hey, David.
I will relay.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
I'll just relay that when I get a chance to the others.
While that was going on, and if I've noticed people, I would like to get more intel on Stevens.
Sure.
Like, just talk to somebody.
Yeah. And this is not something you have to roll for because the encampment is happy to dish on officers, right?
Yeah.
Stevens has, this is not the first time he's given a citation to somebody who is feeding them, right? This is like one of his favorite things to do is to give the citation. And there's two ways it plays. There's the way that Astrid did it, which is accept it with a grin. And he's like, awesome, I'm just going to keep giving them a citation every week, right? And the other way it goes down is somebody gives him attitude and he beats them and puts them in a car, right? And he has done that to the encampment medic a couple of times. And he's done that to one of the runners for the encampment once. So Stevens is definitely an enemy of the encampment, but doesn't currently have the backing to do more than harass some specific people. And he is being tactical about it. He's going after important people because he knows he's done his homework and he knows the encampment and he knows who matters. And he knows that when I take the runner out or when I take the doctor out, that's going to hurt kind of deal. And so that's what he's doing.
Do they know his last name?
Stevens. Yeah.
Do they know his first name? That's the question.
Yeah, you've got his badge number and his name and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
It would be like I don't know. It would be oh gosh. What is one of those like weird biblical names like Isaiah or something like that?
Isaiah Stevens.
Like one of those like you gotta really get into the Old Testament to see the Isaiah, but he's there.
Isaiah Stevens, badge number 3255.
Whatever the thing is, yeah.
Okay, I appreciate y'all. Is his partner all right? How's his partner seem?
I mean, his partner doesn't do anything, so he doesn't hold him back. Doesn't hold him back, but he doesn't do the pushing. But yeah, exactly. Like he's part of the union, just like the rest of them.
Cool. I appreciate that.
Yep. Chat. I do know my Texas cops.
Oh boy.
All right. So yeah, well done. This, moment of tension comes and goes. We have a little update on the pack. There is talk of like kind of corralling them into an area, into like a broader neighborhood. And I want to say the other piece that you hear is that one of the universities in Dallas has been put on lockdown by the National Guard. As, there was apparently a student organization of interest. And so the whole campus is on lock.
Would we know anything about that, or hear anything about what the group was, or
no?
This is
just one of those things that starts to happen as
Gotcha.
As like the pressure starts to build in a city. Anybody who hasn't figured out they need to lay low starts to become a group of interest, right? And so you're starting to hear this university, this whatever, right? Like they went through this park and arrested everybody. You're starting to hear stuff like that just happen, right? This is probably the first like notable incident where like a whole campus got shut down. And yeah, you don't know any of these people, they were probably just like kids posting on social media some inflammatory stuff, or who knows, maybe they were actually like doing something, who knows, right? But either way, they got picked up.
Each goes to his people. First, I'll ask Ocho if he got that ingot for me.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't know when to get that to you, but here you go. And he like passes it to you. It's it's all melted down and no longer. I think actually one of you has the gift to be able to find an object that has gone missing, right? I think.
Oh wait, no.
Or a ritual or whatever.
I have something where I can find an object that I need, but not a specific like.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So, but either way, he has destroyed those badges. They are no longer traceable by rites and rituals and gifts, as there is just a hunk of metal for you to do something with.
Yeah, and then I just relayed to him. It's like I know we wanted to do that plan, but now's not the time.
Yeah, no, of course not. Yeah, and your whole crew, like, they kind of don't even gather around you, right? There's like one at a time comes up and talks to you, kind of deal. Because like in scatter mode, it's like, no, we're not all going to be standing next to each other for a photo.
Yeah, and then I'll make my way back to the cookout and kind of like talk to Asher to them about the Stevens situation that I found out about.
Cool.
I'm in the as you like walk up in the middle. I was probably the one that got blown off by Dale looking up because I've just been like talking at him about how fucking stupid this is, waving the ticket. And then he brutally ignored me.
Brutally.
Yeah, I ignored you so hard.
What insult did Dale give to the Dallas girl to like get her to leave?
Not listening. That is the brutality. Did not pay attention to me.
All it takes. Ruin her whole evening.
Wow, 250. Well, actually, no, 300. Wow.
He's stupid. God, I hate this fucking town. I hated it when I was here. Couldn't wait to leave after fucking college. And now here I am, stuck here. But the National Guard and responsibilities and family. Just kind of gives a little smile at that part.
Yeah. Like, well, it's not actionable. I don't know what we could do without causing trouble with the campus, but I got his last name and his first name and his badge number, and with enough searching, we could probably find, because he seems like a proudful fuck. We could probably, and he definitely doesn't close his Facebook down. We could probably find out where he lives.
Oh yeah, his Facebook is full of like January 6th shit, you know. Like,
is anyone? He's so legitimately is like he's like, is anyone really gonna miss him? I mean, they'll have the whole pomps and circumstances, you know, with that, but like, I'm just saying.
Look, let's whatever the hell idea we get to deal with everybody else, let's just loop them in with it. I don't think I want another bunch of random violence. Cops wound up dead close to yet another gathering I was hosting.
See, you should be proud because I was definitely there. he just puts a switchblade away. Always got to keep the poker on you.
There's like a whole little league team over there. I don't think we need to do murdering today.
Yeah.
Traumatize those poor kids. Brisket's good though, right?
Oh, it's fucking delicious. I actually didn't know that you knew how to cook.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I spent quite a few months having to lay low, so picked up some hobbies.
I mean, the barbecue was like disheveled at your place, so I was just like, this should be entertaining.
Oh no, I got like the big smoker pit back behind the pool house. Did you not go back there?
I was kind
of
busy,
like a whole
I was kind of busy healing and making a meal.
Like, I love this.
Her 2020 hobby was deep into barbecue.
Yes, I love her hobbies. I love Astrid's place. I want to hang out there all the time. Yeah. So you all
use propane.
No,
what the fuck is
cherry wood or something. Apple wood. You will certainly have room to move about the city. You know, it could be another couple of days before your next gathering. But what is it that y'all want to be doing next?
So Is there a way to infuse, like when you're crafting, is there a way to infuse kind of like to make a glaive type situation like she had, like Abby's character has?
Yeah.
Is there a way to do that?
Yeah, so there are talismans and fetishes in this game. A talisman is an object that's like a one-time use, and the spirit that is bound to it is released. Think like arrows that do some sort of like additional thing, right? Or like a spiritual tracking type talisman, right? And then a fetish is like an object that has been imbued with a spirit that will do a thing for a long time. And this sort of item creation is definitely something that can be done. It usually requires going into the Umbra, you know, honoring, befriending, or somehow working with a spirit of the right kind to go into an object that will give you this thing that you're looking for. That is usually something that's done like downtime style stuff. Like we can certainly do that in this campaign, but it's not something that gets a lot of like table time, except for maybe the final negotiation with the spirit or something like that. You know, because it's just like there's a lot of grunt work that has to go into it, and there's stuff that the pack needs to do to help and some roles to do, but like actual scene play is probably like the last scene.
Then the thing I think I will do then is, so I have Bones, some of Bones' bones, and I have her like femur type situation, or like, and I want to take that ingot and turn it into a blade and bind it. So I can make just the unit, right? Like, and then we can go off and try to go
totally, yeah,
and like
and you can work on having that.
Something I would like to do.
Totally, you can work on that, having that fabricated, right, with like a metal worker or something like that. I think that's entirely doable. And you know, if it's like
honestly, I do have crafting. I was gonna say, because I think he wants to do it.
Gotcha.
I don't think he wants to go to. I think that was kind of the thing I was going for, is that he's gonna make this because this is like his last thing for Bones.
Sure.
Because he is going to use that if he sees that werewolf again. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
so
we can just do later.
We can certainly do it as part of some downtime. If like right now it makes sense to have some like downtime period for the characters. So you have some like blacksmith shop or metal worker or somebody somewhere where you have access to equipment. And
I think Astrid is just like, oh, you need a forge? Yeah, I also have that in my backyard.
Just coal forge.
I mean,
It's not
my smithy and fire. By the pool.
Yeah, I was about to say, just a ton of forges and fire. You can get kind of far just reading their forms, you know. Like it's.
I was like, if she was cool with it, I was just gonna, if the barbecue that wasn't being used, I was just gonna turn it into a forge. It was already bricked.
Just a Coleman making a knife.
Look, I mean, that one was just like built into the outdoor kitchen, but it was propane, and then there was a leak and thing, and it was a pain in the ass. So I mean, if you want to rip it out, you use it.
Okay, so you get to work on learning doing that, and that'll be your kind of downtime effort. As we kind of think about how our characters are going to spend some downtime, what does Dale and Astrid get busy doing while Ishu is forging a sword or an axe? You probably have enough metal for like a small thing, or an axe head or something.
I was going to do an axe head.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
that works.
I think that Dale is still like monitoring like the police and National Guard activity. I think he's gonna try to run interference, like run like shadow games, because I know there's a lot of chatter about like wolves loose in the city. So if they're all in this neighborhood, I'm gonna go up to this neighborhood, turn into a wolf and howl. Trigger reports all over the city.
Love that.
So that, like, you know,
love that.
Crowd the chatter, make them think that they're in the wrong place all the time.
I love that. So yeah, you run some distraction on this, and while you're monitoring Dale, I think that you do pick up that our lovely Mr. Inspector McCain is on the news one more time in the last couple of days, talking about how they believe that the house fire at this one canine school, or the fire at a canine school, they believe is related to the the cartel slayings that came out earlier, and they're looking for any information, and they have a very, very rough sketch of a Hispanic man, right? Just cartel dude, right? And that is, they're putting that out there as, any information leading to the arrest, right? And so that's a thing that filters in while you're doing all of this stuff. As you examine the National Guard posture, the other piece that is interesting is there's a lot of now, as we're a little bit deeper into this, there's a lot of static emplacement of the National Guard. There will be a Humvee with 4, 5 guardsmen hanging outside of a Target, hanging outside of a grocery store, and they're not doing anything. They're just being present. And it's not certainly not every store, but they're starting to place themselves as little dots kind of around the city.
Do I ever notice them respond and mobilize to anything? Does anything trigger action from the National Guard?
The city is not roiling with anything. So there's not other than that campus and, a couple other isolated moments where a group does get rolled on. You're not seeing that they're not being incredibly active yet, but they do seem alert, right? Anytime you're pausing by, they're watching the people going into the stores. They're not just sitting there shooting the shit. Maybe 2 of them are, but the other 2 or 3 are on alert, right? And it seems like there's just a lot of activity in the city proper, and the surrounding suburbs of DFW all seems to have some level of guardsman activity.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And if you wanted to find some of the trouble, it's there, right? It's just not they're not doing it in a way yet that pisses off the people, right? They're trying. You can tell what they're trying to do is be really specific so that the town doesn't turn against them, right? They're trying to settle some scores, get some problems out of the way, but do it in a way that minimizes exposure and collateral damage, and specifically limits the videos that show up on social media and that kind of thing. They really do seem to be trying really hard to control that. In that you don't see a lot of videos of these moments prop up.
Okay, good to know. I will also try to get burner phones for Ishu and Astrid and Becca in the pack.
For sure. Give me a Streetwise to see how many solid burner phones and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that'd be a Charisma Streetwise or something like that to get access to that kind of stuff.
Oh, nice. Okay, I got 4.
Okay.
No, nothing.
Okay. I mean, there's always the general store. There's always the gas station kind of thing. So you're able to get those, but
it's nothing super.
Yeah. Nothing super locked down tech wise, but that's okay.
Cool. Yeah.
It's like a true burner phone. I'm using it, I'm throwing it away immediately.
Yeah. That's something.
Yeah. All right. Anything for Astrid during this downtime?
Yeah, I don't think as much kind of moving around. I think she is a little spooked, wants to stay inside, has stocked up on wine and posted up in like her in the house office area, which was also kind of the room where like all of Bones's like bed and things, and when she lived there, stuff was kind of all set up in. And so I think she's been working a lot with Dahlia, just trying to get kind of that like mutual trust going on with her, you know, little tricks, like continuing the training for what you would do to train like a young pup, but like,
yeah,
probably is very good at it because she can speak dog.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Which one of you has the like project room or the notepad where you're looking over all the names that Ishu got from the video and all that stuff?
That's probably, if I got that a bit, I think she's sitting down in the office and she's researching. She's looking at like any dog rescue in the general area.
Yep.
Seeing how many have gotten their dogs taken. If the list was shared with me, we'll be kind of like running some Facebook searches. You know, she's probably got a burner Facebook account that looks like another just Dallas girl that she can like sneak around and look at shit. And anything that she can find on this spooky Texas Ranger guy.
Awesome. Yeah, I think then you would be looking at something like probably like an intelligence technology or something like that to do some like digital sleuth work on these guys. And because this is downtime, you'll get a couple of rolls at this. So like, let's say 3 rolls to accommodate like a few days working on this. And then Ishu, you're looking at the same thing with a probably Dex and Craft as you're forging out this thing, and you're going to get 3 rolls on that as well. And then I want to give Dale, gosh, this like rope-a-dope game you want to play with the cops. We got to come up with a role for that. I'm a little, I'll be clear. I think that there's room here to say that this is like a social thing or like a mental thing. Maybe it's like an intelligence. I don't know, man.
Could it be wits?
Sure. Maybe like if it's a little higher energy, maybe it's like wits and larceny or wits and stealth. Because you're trying to like alarm people but not get caught.
Yeah.
You know, so it feels like you're trying to play this game that is dangerous. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like it's got to be, you know, it's got to be one of those, and you're going to get 3 rolls to like build up a bunch of successes.
Okay. Yeah. I would love to do wits and stealth.
Wits and stealth. I love that. That's great.
That has me rolling 6.
Oh, damn, dude. Nice.
Okay. And I'm doing this multiple times.
Yeah. So you're going to roll it 3 times, add up all your successes. For this kind of longer action, rage doesn't really factor in, folks, because it's not like this is a long form action. Not like you're gonna have a brutal success. This is like during your downtime. It's not intense. These are like, yeah.
I only have 2 dice. Oh wait, no, I should be rolling 3 dice. Well, I've rolled 6 and I succeeded every one so far.
Real quick, if I had a double success on my first roll and a double success on my rage dice, which you said doesn't matter.
I mean, talk to me like
I had 2 nines. I had 2 nines and then 2. Now I had like 2 4s on my rage, but then you wiped that out, right?
Well, like your rage dice would still be like successes on 6s and above, but since this is like I want to say that like this is not like an in the moment action. This is something that's taking you hours or days to accomplish. So it's just, it's not like your rage is really impacting the outcome here.
Okay, then I got a total, if like the doubles aren't counting on anything, then I got a total of
if you get 2 10s, 2 10s is a crit.
No, I did not.
Okay.
So I got 6 total.
6 total on your forging. Yeah. Love that. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, you have a completed axe, not just the axe head, but it is forged and mounted on the femur.
Nice. Okay.
A crit has to be 2 10s in a roll, right?
2 10s in a single roll.
Okay.
No crit.
6 successes total.
6 successes total. Okay. Dale is able to string these people along. There's reports all the way up to like Lake Ray Hubbard. All right. So like Rowlett, Rockwall area of like packs of dogs, packs of wolves, all kinds of stuff. Not just a wolf, but packs of them. Right. And you are with 6 successes is really what I'm looking for here to make sure like your long form tasks are getting done. And you've been able to do that without getting caught or without real complications. So 6 successes is my kind of benchmark for these sorts of things. So good job, both of you. Taylor, did you get 9 successes?
I succeeded every single die that I rolled. Not a single 10, but all 6 are mine.
Okay. That's amazing.
It was fucking wild.
That's amazing. All right. You find dirt on the shorter, bald officer. Okay. Shorter, bald officer has a rap sheet for violence and brutality, right? Is known amongst the force. I have not named him yet. So what is his name?
What's a real wormy name?
Gunther.
Gunther. I like Gunther.
Let's do, yeah. So Gunther, what's his last name? Gunther. What's his last name? It's going to be like...
Mech something. I want to say McGraw, but
McGraw.
I think it's I'm just
McGruff.
I mean, if we're gonna go that route, we could just say O'Reilly's because I'm looking at O'Reilly's auto card.
There you go. Gunther O'Reilly. Okay.
Gunther O'Reilly.
Done.
Okay. Yeah,
Gunther O'Reilly. Yeah, for sure. For sure. The tall officer. There is one other picture of him on the internet at a scene of a crime. Like, you know, being an officer. There are no other pictures. There is no more information about this guy. Every time you see him,
what's the crime scene?
It was like a murder. You know,
okay.
With drugs, and
supposedly, just like we're supposedly cartel.
Yeah. Is funky. Every time you see him, you can clearly see that there is a badge, but it is not clear to see the badge number, his name, or any of that kind of stuff. And then all the other officers that you see in that video, you have been able to identify they're all Dallas PD. They're in City Hall, they're in the precinct buildings, all that kind of stuff. And you got 9 successes?
Yeah.
Okay. You are able to figure out that these officers are all part of a police gang.
Of course they are. I knew it.
They're running transportation. They're running drugs. They're running money.
Covering up murders.
To get into this gang, because of your 9th success, you have to kill someone.
So this guy's probably part of the gang now. Bald guy.
He has been in the gang for a while.
Oh, he has. Okay.
Yeah.
So multiple killings.
Yeah. And you keep circling back around to why don't I have any information on the big guy? He's huge. He would be decorated, you know, like they would have like, you know, the slash, you know, unit, whatever meme. There would have been a picture of this motherfucker because he's huge.
Would I would actually like you know, like talk about this with the group?
Yeah. I think like you said, she fully would be like, if y'all want to like, this is our like chill out place. I mean, Issues forging weapons in my garage, so like whoever wants to like hang out. So as soon as like anyone walk in, she's like, guess what?
Yeah.
I mean, Ishi would walk in like, look what I made. I actually did it.
But
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Is this the work of someone covering his tracks? Do they have an evil Dale?
Holy shit, I think they do have an evil
Oh
Dale.
my god. I'm gonna have to
Did
fight
you
a
have
mirror
a
match
twin
against
you
this
didn't
guy.
like remember or something? You never met? I guess you wouldn't know.
Anything's possible. I didn't know that there were werewolves last year, but who knows? Maybe there are
What?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
doppelgangers.
Yeah, there might be doppelgangers now.
Dale,
I mean,
this gift that you use to erase data and everything like that, what gave that to you? Is that a tribe? Is that an auspice?
Oh man. Give me 1 second to look this up.
Because that's the thing about character creation is you get things from how you put your character together.
Yeah. What I used to erase records, right?
Yep.
Sorry, 1 second.
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
I think the rights are from our tribes, right?
Yeah, right of forgetful record.
Maybe I did get it from my galley.
Oh, right. Oh, my apologies. I thought it was a gift you were using.
Sorry,
rights
no.
Are open. Right is open. You just pick a right.
Okay.
There's a big pool of rights, and you just pick. My apologies. I thought that was a gift. My apologies.
No worries.
No, you are right. Yeah, sorry. That is something that like pretty much any Geru, corrupted or not, can have access to these rights. So the room is there for someone to have known this right.
Okay, I share that with the group. Just fully convinced there's an evil Dale somewhere in the world.
There definitely is.
Oh my god.
Ishu, when y'all fought that wolf, it never changed out a wolf, did it?
I mean, it went into like full Krenos form, and then into a little slinky bastard, and then went back to Krenos form. He never went human. That's what you're asking. He just shifted. But we've seen the wolf. Like we've seen the wolf dog in the news. Like we've seen that bastard. Like,
yeah.
Because he was so.
Who's not to say that this is the same guy?
Can I?
If he's like in a police gang, but there's no other record of him, he's probably there as a fucking dog.
Okay, so David, real quick, because I almost want to look into the bar that they were at to see if that's like the hangout for that biker gang. Like just kind of like
gang.
Yeah, the cop gang. Like if that's the place that we might need to like investigate, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. How do you? We could do like a intelligence investigation or something like that to kind of figure out more about Desert Rose.
Yeah, I would like to use my intelligence and investigation.
Cool.
And would you count this as tracking because I'm trying to track something, or is it just a straight right?
Just a straight roll, yeah. Because tracking is you're on the scent of something, or you're following a specific person or thing.
4, 5, 6. That's 6. Let's see if I can actually use my head.
You've got the stats for it. I really hope that you can.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes, a 9 and a 10 on my rage dice.
Damn. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, Desert Rose is a cop bar outside of it is on, call it I-30. leading out of the city. But yep, it is.
What did you know? I know a bar not too far from where I'm at right now that could match this place.
That's right. Good. So yeah, you've got you do some digging, and it looks like Desert Rose used to be a probably like a biker gang bar, but 20 years ago, biker gangs don't show up in there anymore because there's a new gang in town.
If I was a brute, and I'm trying to keep a low profile, but I do need some drinks, I would hit frequent that bar probably. Might be something we want to look into. Maybe pull a person or two that might be too terrified to speak to any authority figure, like any media, but might want to talk to a couple couple people that might want to look. We might want to go talk to that. We might get some more info that way.
I want to give you one more piece of info. Because you're like looking into this bar and all that kind of stuff, and you got your data from the phone and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That bar back, you had all of his location data.
Oh.
Because you rolled so well the first time.
Yeah, that's right.
That was his first night.
Oh my God.
So he didn't know to turn the cameras off.
Oh,
fuck. All right,
He
so those
didn't
people are
know.
in. All right, those people are in. Maybe we don't go the nice route.
Is Ishu old enough to go into the bar?
No, no, I'm not.
I mean, when they carded him, no. But when they
speaking of that, day, I'm gonna need you to work on something. I was like, I might need you to work on something for me real quick because I just got a denial. I might be using your spare room for a little bit, Asher. I think I got kicked out.
You can renovate the pool house however you want it, make it yours.
Yeah, I think I'm stuck here.
All right.
There are much worse places to be stuck.
I mean, I see this as an upgrade because I was paying
it still smells like brisket.
Yeah.
I was like, he's like, he just goes in. He's like, dude, I was paying $2,500 a month for like 800 square foot. My kitchen and bathroom were in the same area. I put up a curtain because that's disgusting.
Dallas, y'all, it's like that.
It'd be like that. I wasn't even a nice part of Dallas.
Do you live in your van or do you have like a house somewhere too? Or an apartment?
I like to stay mobile. So, yes, I live in my van. Yes.
All right. You want the other guest room?
I mean, I don't want to impose. I could just.
You can take the big one upstairs so it's like your own space, and then Ishu's got the pool house in the back.
Well, it might be good for safety in numbers for me to,
we should also
hang out, maybe to do some surveillance around the grounds, something like that.
Yeah. That's perfectly good reasoning.
Yeah, I guess I could help you out, stay around here for a bit.
Do some handyman stuff.
Yeah. Not actually fixing anything, just like pantomime.
She's actually the one
checking
that
light
goes
switches. Like, yeah, all right, that one's good.
Do you have any idea what you're doing?
The fourth floorboard squeaks a little when you go upstairs. I don't know, man.
Like you're intruder alert.
That's going to be a long project. I might have to. I'll see.
To make a stair.
I'll see about that.
I love that.
It's literally like just okay.
I'm just like, let him have it.
I was saying, like, I'll help him. I'll make sure. I'll look at him and just I'll whisper over to you. Asher, like, I'll make sure he doesn't burn the house down.
He's not the one I'm worried about burning houses down.
Of all the people talking about burning houses down, I have wolf hearing. All right,
he forgets. He legitimately forgets. Like he's like, one, I'm hurt. I only do that in extreme situations, and why would I do that to a friend of mine? I only kill the enemy.
Well, all right, fair enough.
Well,
So what do y'all? I mean,
I feel like this is a good pause point because you all have gathered a bunch of information. There's stuff you can do next, either go into the woods and cleanse that area where they were burying those bodies, check out this bar, follow up on any of these officers. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can be doing, right? And we've really set the stage for how the city is shaping up, right? So I think that these next 2 or 3 sessions are going to be kind of figuring out our end state for the game. I want to pause here also because I really want to get Becca back and let her be part of the next big steps, right? So I think this is phenomenal. I really want to say I'm a huge fan of the way that the pack is like self-policing, or not policing, but like correcting and like talking through things. It's interesting watching like player characters lambast each other and then like work through like, okay, well, how do we figure this problem out, right? I see a bunch of issues with Casey. Oh, Casey, you're back. Okay. I think I was having some connectivity with Casey problems, but looks like
he's frozen for me. Oh, and he disappeared for me now.
Okay. I want to say just real quick. Oh, thank you so much for Live from the Apocalypse. So, folks, for this werewolf game, just to remind everybody in chat, if you like kind of how the player characters are being played and all that kind of stuff, you have the power to give XP to these lovely folks. There's not like a lot of XP that comes players' way through Werewolf the Apocalypse. So if you want to, you can spend some chat points to gift XP to my lovely players, and that'll help with character advancement as they deal with rage across Dallas, as Dallas is turning quite quickly into a police state. I do want to give one more round of, I want to hear from Astrid and then Dale and then Ishu. What is it that Astrid wants to address next? Because you have so many things you can be doing. And the city is starting to cement, right? It's starting to get harder to do things. So what is it that Astrid wants to do before the National Guard and the police really make this a very difficult place to move around in?
I think a quiet, casual, no one sees us, nice and chill stakeout of this gang bar.
Of the gang, the cop gang bar. Okay.
Yeah. Like she has no other way of getting an idea of how to find these people other than like walking into the like police station's animal thing and pulling this dog out and asking if he's a 6 foot tall, terrifying man.
Right. Right. Yeah. So. Yeah. Are you a werewolf and do you turn into this absolute unit of a tiger?
Yeah. So I think like keep an eye on that, either catching these other guys coming in and out and maybe doing a little casual stalking, or seeing if this big guy's here and then maybe doing a little casual stalking.
Sure. I think the other question I have there is, actually, no, that's phenomenal. Love that. Love the focus on casual, quiet stakeout. Oh, let's name this gang. And I have an idea for a cop gang name. I'm sure they have like real names in the real world that suck. I really want to call these guys the Punishers. Because
oh my God.
Because cops love taking on the Punisher, right? And like they've never read the comics. Clearly have never read the comics, right?
Clearly got the amount of like Punisher like stickers on the back of trucks with a thin blue line on it. I'm like,
yeah.
Nothing makes me, and I don't do this, and for the future of anything that happens, I don't actively do this. But every time I see one of those fuckers, I just want to ram my truck into it. I'm like, you You completely missed the fucking point, my guy.
Never read the comics, clearly. Got it. Okay, cool. So yeah, Astrid, you want to stake out the Punisher's bar, aka the Desert Rose. That's Astrid's like kind of initial desire. Dale, what is it that Dale wants to make sure that we get done in the next session?
So I know that all this stuff is putting us on a collision course with McCain, and mechanically he is like my nemesis. Like he's like a foe of Dale.
Yeah, he killed your first contact into Garou society, of course.
Yeah. So I think like sort of like a against type, he wants to find McCain just to like get like to know where he is. Like I want to be able to keep tabs on him, so I want to like without being seen try to find him.
Cool. Love that. There's probably some interesting ways we can make that happen because you are a Ken seeker and he is a werewolf. We know this.
Yeah.
Cool. Love that. Ishu, what is it that Ishu wants to get done?
So Ishu will promise to be on his best behavior and wants to do the cop bar. And if he is on his best behavior, he would like to go to the park.
Get ice cream after. To the park after.
To cleanse the area.
Oh yeah.
If it can't be done. I guess what I'm saying, practically, cop bar.
Right.
If we got the time, cleanse the area because that's important to him.
Sure.
But if things pop off at the cop bar, he's not opposed to doing damage at the cop bar.
We know this about Ishu. Yeah. Ishu is willing to do damage. I personally would love to see y'all go back to the woods. I think that would be an interesting, like, because we haven't done a lot of like ritualistic cleansing of things. We haven't done a lot with the Umbra yet, and I think that would be, for me, kind of interesting just to like put a vote for someone along those lines. Yeah. But yeah, cop bar makes tons of sense. Getting eyes on, Special Agent McCain or Senior Inspector McCain, because he's clearly drawing a circle. He's trying to find you all without you seeing him do it, right? And so it makes perfect sense for Dale to try and play the game back, right? I'm thinking about like the movie Heat, when like Al Pacino and De Niro are like hunting each other a little bit. Like I feel like there's some cool stuff we can do there, which will be really exciting for me. So I think with that, we're going to end it here tonight as our lovely pack is hunkered down, safe. Everything's fine. And we just have, the National Guard to worry about. I want to give out some wisdom renown. So I want all three of you to get 3 pips towards your wisdom because of the way that you de-escalated the scene with the cops at the cookout, right? And I want to give, and also just all the investigation you all have done today, like all of that's just really good wisdom type stuff, right? And I want to also give an honor to Ishu, because I think that like one of the things about like coming into the pack fold and like agreeing, understanding, and all that kind of stuff takes honor to like, take it on the chin and get into it. And then counterpoint, Astrid, I want to give you a glory as well, because you have like really kind of taken leadership in a way, right? Like you have held people accountable who need to be held accountable. You have made some important decisions and moves for the pack. And then Dale, I want to give you one more wisdom, because you have been like doggedly understanding what, oh, no. I'm so sorry. I wanted to give you a glory for running out in the woods and making this whole rope-a-dope thing with them trying to hunt down this like pack of regular wolves in Dallas, right? They got released. oddly, and you like just really making that a harried experience, right? And you really did get the 6 successes you needed to not have a complication. So, like, glory to you on making that whole situation a lot easier on those like hybridized wolves. You know, just really good.
Very cool.
Awesome. Okay. Well, chat, thank you all so much for the lovely XP. I saw a couple more come in. Live from the Apocalypse, thank you so much for the raid. Love you all. I hope that you are a phenomenal channel around Werewolf, which is my first role-playing game ever. And this has been such a blast to get to play this. Yeah, oh my gosh, you guys look awesome. Okay, I just had to like click in and I'm gonna, I already follow you. Awesome, cool. All right, so we are gonna go for the night. I desperately want to find somebody to raid. We're gonna do a little around the horn. Tell us, my players, where you're from, projects you're working on. We're gonna start with, we'll do like Casey, Dale, Casey, Owen, and then Taylor. So Casey, why don't you get us started?
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm your resident Chaos Gremlin, Casey Patterson, aka Tabletop Trucker 78 on the Discords. You can find me at Instagram at Tabletop Trucker, or Truckin, my fault, IN at the end, 78 at Instagram and at TikTok, because I do things there occasionally. And then also, you can find me on Lost. Find me back here.
This Saturday we're gonna be doing
this Saturday, when we play the end of Mass Effect, and be looking out for the call outs for the next season on that one. I already have something planned there. And then also you can find me at the end of this month on Lost Caravan, where I'm playing Pathfinder, where I am playing a orc that is Big Raga, the op stopper. Should be a good time.
Yes. Owen.
Yes. Hi, I am Owen Haviliana. You can find me on all socials at Ace of Squares. You can find me here on HSC. I'll be here for this Rage Across Dallas series. You may also see me for some mini-series that are going to be concluding, possibly the Marvel Multiverse mini-series that we're doing, and a Never Going Home mini-series, and maybe more in the future. I'll be around. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Taylor.
Hello, I'm Taylor, or at Potato on the Butterfly news site. I am also here doing this, obviously, and the Mass Effect on Saturday. But I will also be running a Girl by Moonlight, but make a Totally Spies on the 23rd. I'm very excited for that because I grew up loving Totally Spies, and Sam may have been one of my by awakenings. So really excited for this. Very, very soft spot. As well as our Beacon Bites will start up, which is just a little mini series in another part of the world, as seen in Beacons of Farlight, or Beacons campaign ran by the wonderful JT. I will be playing an absolute massive guy, the fully opposite version of my just a little guy in the main campaign. So I'm very excited.
Yes.
Come hang out for that. You can also find me every other Saturday over on Lost Caravan playing Fatal Ascension, our Fabula Ultima campaign. It is so freaking fun. If y'all have not played Fabula Ultima and you're a fan of JRPGs, get it. It's so good. As well as every other Monday for Lancer, not Dustgraves, Hell's Gate. I remembered it this time. It is a very fun Lancer game. We are just a bunch of assholes trying to survive, and I'm the only one that has consistently survived. So we're going to keep the track record going in season 2. And I mentioned it at the beginning, but hey, if you like magical girls and queer narratives and stories about like facing adversities and overcoming and being a team and just like loving stuffs, check out Bloom and Blight wherever you listen to your podcasts. I am the director for that. We have a beautiful cast. It is absolutely amazing. Our holiday special just came out, just part 2 out. I can't remember off the top of my head, but then it's a little break until the rest of season 1 comes out. But it's very fun. And spoilers, we're going to have a season 2. So just keep listening. You'll have so much more content whenever you want it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone. And I'm your storyteller for the evening, David, at High Shelf Collective, or on all the socials that matter. I think it's High Shelf David. So find me, whatever. We're on the Discords together as well. Please join the HSC Discord, because that's where you can find us and be a part of all these great, amazing games that we play together. We are going to raid Interpoint Station. They are playing Lancer tonight, which Lancer's so much fun. It's so good. I actually found another werewolf game that looked like a great place for us to raid, but they were not speaking English, and I wasn't comfortable like sending everybody to a game where you might not fully understand the language. So I am going to pause real quick and put them in chat. If you are interested in running over there, these guys look really cool, and I think that they are worth a watch. Oh no, I hit the unraid button accidentally. I'm just going to give these guys a shout out real quick. Check these folks out. I believe they are streaming in Spanish. They look super cool, and so I'm just going to give them a quick shout out so everybody can run over there and give them some love. But yeah, we're going to go to Interpoint Station as soon as I figure out my raid buttons. Here we go. Sorry about the confusion there. There we go. We're actually going to start this raid. Everybody at home, thanks for watching. Thank you for the XP. My players need it and appreciate you. You're all great. And we will be back, in a few weeks to finish this one out. We got about 3 more sessions of this, I think. Maybe 4. We'll see. But 3 feels good. 3 feels right. Yeah. So great, good evening with all of you here. And I think with that, we're going to call it a do. As always, have fun and play well.
May all your rolls be crids.
Stop being dick.
That's right. Good. And the buttons to put it out to